So it's March and the Orange County housing market is starting to rev up. So if you're a buyer, that means ready, set, wait. And if you're a seller, that means go. So what does this actually mean? Well, stay tuned to find out. If this is the first time you've watched this show, hi, I'm Josh Alexander, your local Orange County real estate agent, as well as host of Orange County Housing Market News, your one-stop shop for all things Orange County. So on today's episode, I'm going to be going over my March 2024 housing market forecast for Orange County. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so I'm not going to sit here for 10 minutes boring you with data that you probably don't care about with the housing market. However, I am going to pull a few key highlights that you need to know about because it's going to give you a better idea of what to expect over the next couple months in the Orange County housing market. So let's first look at inventory. So right now, inventory is hovering around 2,000 homes. Now again, to give you some context, because you probably don't track numbers every single day like I do, typically during this time of year, pre-COVID, we are hovering around 5,000 homes. So you can see that we are extremely undersupplied in homes. We have been since COVID hit, and that trend is definitely not going away anytime soon. In fact, over the last couple of years, I've been doing a lot of comparisons about what the housing market looks like right now compared to pre-COVID, but the reality is this is the new normal. We are not going to have that many homes on the market for a very long time, and it has to do with that mortgage rate lockdown that I continue talking about, where we had extremely low interest rates where everybody refinanced or purchased a home during that time. And then within a year, rates more than doubled, which basically locked everybody into place. So unless you absolutely have to sell your home, most homeowners are not going to sell their house right now. In fact, right now, about 40% of all homeowners in the United States have their mortgage paid off completely. And of that remaining chunk that still have a loan, in California, 85% of those homeowners have loans that are at 5% or below. So when we're currently hovering around 7% right now, there's just not going to be a large amount of homeowners that are going to want to put their house on the market because financially it makes no sense to do so, again, unless they absolutely have to. So this is really the new normal. The only thing that is going to change that is that if we have some giant financial meltdown in the United States and go into a prolonged recession, or if we see interest rates finally get back under 6%, which again is probably not going to happen anytime soon, but that is a much more likely scenario at this point than having some giant recession, which is going to increase the inventory. Now, on the demand side of things, we had something interesting happen in February that we haven't seen in a while. So during the month of February, 59% of all homes sold for at or above asking price. Now, the reason why that's significant is over the last 6 months, we've been hovering in the low 50s, and all of a sudden we had this giant jump this last month. So the market is actually starting to heat up as we head through February into March. And you can also tell that by how long homes are taking to get into escrow. So out of the last 500 homes that were sold in Orange County in the month of February, 59% of them went into escrow in less than 2 weeks, and 73% of them went into escrow in less than a month, which was about a 10% increase from the month of January, again showing that the market is heating up, homes are going into escrow a lot quicker, and more homes are selling for above asking price, which seems kind of counterintuitive because in the beginning of February, we had interest rates at 6.6%. However, quickly after that, they shot up to 7%, and they've been hovering between 7 and 7.15 pretty much almost all month of February since then. So interest rates have been slowly rising. However, we're also seeing the housing market heat up at the same time. And one of the reasons we're seeing this is how these type of things are measured. So typically when a home closes in February, it means that it went into escrow in January. So January, interest rates were slightly lower than they were in February, so people were taking advantage and getting into escrow at a much quicker pace, leading to the numbers that we saw in February. However, over the last couple weeks, what I like to look at in terms of future demand, which is mortgage applications, those have actually been on the decline because interest rates have gone up. However, at this point, because we've seen a lot of fluctuations of interest rates as well as demand, we're starting to be able to make some correlations between the two, and we're really starting to find out that 7% is kind of the mark where you start seeing home buyers pull back a little bit. And so anytime interest rates get under 7%, which right now they're hovering at 7.03, so they're very close to that, we're really only one good economic report away or bad jobs report away from getting rates back into the mid-sixes again. that's when housing market starts heating up again. So there's a very good chance if we get some good economic news or some bad job opening news that you're going to see interest rates go back down and then the market heat up significantly as we head through March. Okay, so that's enough with the data. Let's go ahead and actually go into what that means for you if you're thinking of buying or selling a home over the next couple of months. And let's go ahead and start with buyers first. So buyers, yes, mortgage applications have been going down. However, because inventory is so low right now, demand is still much higher than supply in Orange County, which means that if you go to open houses, they're going to be packed. And most likely, if you find a house that's under $2 million, that's priced correctly and move-in ready, it's going to be in escrow in less than a week right now. So you have to be ready to be able to take advantage of the property when the right one pops up. Now, the biggest problem that buyers are having right now is that there's just not a lot of inventory, which means it could take you a while to be able to find the home that actually works for you and your family. So if you're thinking that you can get in the market, find a home in less than a month, get into escrow, and close escrow in less than 2 months, that might not be realistic in today's market. Oftentimes, because inventory is so limited, it might take you a month or two just to find a home that's going to be right for you and your family, and then you have to place offer, compete with multiple offers to get into that house. So the biggest thing for you as a buyer right now is going to be patience, which is why I say ready, set, and wait. So this basically means that you need to go through, get that pre-approval done by a lender. You need to go through, look at your finances, figure out your must-haves, and have all your ducks lined up in a row, ready to go. So when the opportunity does come up, you're able to compete and you can aggressively go after the home of your dreams. If you don't have those things ready, you can very easily lose that house to another buyer that was more prepared than you. So what you need to be doing as a buyer right now, even if you think you're 6 months away from purchasing a home, is you need to start the process and get things organized. So you need to talk to a lender. Again, I say this all the time. It's completely free. They're there to help you. So please talk to a lender, get that pre-approval done. So that way, if the home pops up a month from now, 2 weeks from now, 6 months from now, you have the pre-approval ready and you're ready to be able to place an offer. The last thing you want to happen is that you finally find that dream home and then it's going to be ripped out from under you because you can't get pre-approved fast enough and go through that process before someone else gets that house into escrow. So you need to basically be ready to place an offer at all times if you're thinking of buying a house this year, so when the opportunity arises, you can pounce on it. Now, the good news for you is starting from now all the way through May is typically when we see the most amount of homes hit the market in Orange County. So hopefully you'll start to see more and more options available for you as the months go on. However, the bad news is that we're also expecting interest rates to go down over the next couple months. So depending on how fast they go down, that could really negate any extra inventory that hits the market. So again, home prices are going to continue to rise as we go through the rest of this year. So the longer you wait to get into a home, the more you're going to have to pay for it. So be ready if you can now, and that way if the opportunity comes up now, you can take advantage before prices go up even more as we head to the summertime. Okay, so now on the selling side of things. So like I've been saying since the beginning of the year, one of, if not the best times to place your home on the market this year was going to be late February, early March, and I'm sticking to that because right now we haven't seen that spring bump in supply happen yet, so inventory is still relatively low. However, demand is still very high. Like I've said, we're seeing demand go up week after week after week, and the market is getting hotter. So right now, you have less competition, and you have a lot of buyers out there looking for your home. And then like I mentioned before, right now, we're only one good economic report away or one bad jobs report away from seeing interest rates go back down to the 6s again, which is going to increase demand even more. So if you're able to ride that wave as it's starting, it's going to put you in a very good position. And then on the back end, if you have to purchase a house as well, that means for you that interest rates are going to be lower when you go to purchase your house, and hopefully you'll also have some more inventory to look at the same time, which is going to give you the best of both worlds. So if you've been thinking of selling your home this year, you definitely want to reach out to your agent now to figure out if now is the best time for you to take advantage of the current market conditions to be able to get that top price for your home. Now, a quick word of warning for sellers. We are in a hot seller's market, but it's not like we saw during the pandemic where everything was just flying off the shelves. If you have a home that is overpriced and not updated, it is going to sit there for a longer period of time. So you still have to make sure that you're accurately pricing your home based on the latest comparable sales in the neighborhood, and then marketing correctly to make sure you're getting as many eyeballs as possible on that home to give yourself the best shot at a multiple offer situation, which ultimately tends to give you the best price possible. Now, if you are thinking of buying or selling a home this year and you want to come up with a game plan to help you get there, please feel free to reach out to me anytime. You can find a link in the description below to my calendar. Schedule a free 30-minute discovery call where I can give you specific advice based on your individual situation and help you come up with a step-by-step plan and show you exactly what it takes to buy or sell a home in today's market. So again, check out that link below. It's completely free. Schedule a time that works for you. I'd love to have that conversation. And one final thing before I let you go, if you are thinking of buying a home this year, make sure you don't forget to check out this video right here, because it's going to go over how to write a winning offer in today's market. And if you're thinking of selling a home, check out this video right here, because I'm going to go over the top 5 mistakes that sellers are making this year and how you can avoid them. So until next week, stay happy, stay healthy, and I'll see you on the next show. Bye, everybody.